So here we're factorising quadratic expressions where a is not equal to 1. What I mean by that is that we've got a coefficient in front of the x squared. Okay. First thing you always look for with these ones and see if there's a common factor, because that makes it a lot easier. And if we look at the first one, we notice that 6 and 18 and minus 60 can all be divided by 6. So you can pull a 6 out the front. 18 divided by 6 is 3. And 60 divided by 6 is 10. Okay, and then factorise that, and it's much easier when you've got no coefficient now in front of the 1. So we look at two numbers that multiply together to get minus 10 and add together to get plus 3. Okay, so we know that one has to be positive and one negative. One's positive and one negative. And we know that the positive number has to be bigger than the negative number because it has to add together to get a positive number. So we've got 10 and 1. We've also got 5 and 2. 5 and negative 2. And we can see that 5 and negative 2 will add together to get plus 3. So we leave the 6 at the front, and in our two brackets, our two numbers are going to be plus 5 and minus 2. Okay. Look at the second one here. What we do notice is that there is no common factor. These two are even, but 11 isn't. So there is no number that we can pull out the front. So this is how we go about this one. We take the 2 and the 12, and we multiply them together to get plus 24. Okay, so we need two numbers that multiply to get 24 and add together to get positive 11. So that means they have to be two positive numbers. Okay, so if we write those down, we've got 1 and 24, which adds together to get 25, 2 and 12, that doesn't add together to get 11, and then we've got 3 and 8, which do. Okay, now this is where it's a little bit different. What we're going to do is split the 11x up into 3x plus 8x. And so we're going to rewrite it, 2x squared plus 3x plus 8x plus 12. Okay, so then what we do with that is that we split it in half there, and we're going to factorise each bit. So if we look at this bit here, the common factor there is x. And so if we pull an x out the front, what we're left with is 2x plus 3. Okay. Now, when we factorise this one too, this bracket is always going to be the same as the first bracket. And we look at the 2x and say, what 2x times what equals 8x? And that's plus 4. And we can also check and see 4 times 3 is 12, what we need. So with these two parts of it, we're looking also kind of as a common factor as well. And what's common in both of those parts is the 2x plus 3. Okay, so if I've pulled a 2x plus 3 away from this bit, I'm left with x. So we write that in the bracket. And what's left with this bit is plus 4. So the bits that are left go in the second bracket. And that's factorising with a not equal to 1. We'll have a look at this one here. So we've got 20 and negative 4, which makes negative 80. So we need two numbers that multiply together to get negative 80 and add together to get plus 11. So to multiply to get negative 80, one has to be positive, one has to be negative. And the positive number has to be bigger than the negative number to get plus 11. Okay, so we've got 80 and 1. We've got 40 and 2. We've got 20 and 4, negative 4. Okay, we've got 16 and negative 5. And that looks to be the one. So we've got 16 and negative 5. That'll add together to get the plus 11. So we rewrite it as 20x squared. So we're going to split the 11x up, and we're going to write it as plus 16x minus 5x minus 4. We're going to split it in the middle and factorise it. We've also got 4 there as a common factor, so we're going to pull 4 and an x out the front. and therefore we're left with 5x, because 4x times 5x is 20x squared, and we're left with plus 4 here. Just a reminder that that bracket here is always going to be the same. And we look at 5x times what equals negative 5x, and my answer is negative 1. And just to check it, negative 1 times positive 4 is equal to negative 4. Okay, so our common bracket there, pull it out the front, is 5x plus 4. And then in our second bracket is whatever's left. So that's 4x and minus 1. That's factorising quadratic expressions when a is not equal to 1.